So this right here is a piece of cedar, and this is the petrified wood. Inside, I've told you time and time again, like the blood that runs through our vein, it's the lifeblood of our body. The sap, maple, resin, whatever was in the plant, tree, shrub, bush, vegetation, or tropical was the lifeblood of that particular tree, plant. And when they petrified, the sap turned to the quartz, okay? So this is petrified wood, this is the petrified sap, the lifeblood of the tree. So in this video, when you see this piece and another piece similar to this inserted in the video, this is what you're going to be seeing. So imagine this piece being this branch being 200 feet in diameter, a giant branch off one of these trees that towered up into the heavens. And everything that you see that I show you that's on top of the ground, I'm showing you in my videos that all the other remains of these trees are underneath what you see on top exposed. It's just a pile up, and there's a thin layer of vegetation that's covering all of it, okay, on all the mountains, I'm telling you, okay? So in this video here that's coming up, you're going to see a branch that's a quarter mile, half mile long, that's laid down, that's on top of the ground. Everything else below it is the same thing, it's just buried. And along the side of this branch that's laid down, you're going to see what they call today a quartz outcropping. But it's just the actual inside of the tree, and the rest of it is gone, okay? And it runs parallel to the branch alongside of it the entire distance. And you'll see the sap that was in the tree. So this is only like 5 inches long. Imagine this being a quarter mile or a half mile long. But a lot of this is still here, but way down here you see this, the remains of the petrified sap, okay? So I'm going to show you another piece. Remember, all this is one branch, and this quartz vein right here continues all the way up the length of this branch. And this went all the way up at one time, and all this in here is missing. This is petrified wood, and you see what it does inside, okay? This is the sap that petrified, and you're going to see this laying beside three quarters of the branch that's remaining. You're going to see it run along parallel, okay? And a lot of the petrified wood that you'll see, like they show you in, like if you Google petrified wood, you'll see all the different colors inside of it. Okay, what that is, it's not from a tree, it's from some kind of plant-based, a large plant, or something that was tropical. Okay, it's not from a tree. But anyway, you see here, this is what happens. It's the sap that petrified in the tree. Okay. And then here's another piece. It's the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing as the sap, but it's just a separate piece. And you see the mica right here that's inside of it. Okay, mica, feldspar, many other minerals and stones come from these giant trees. You know, I can't tell you the properties of them or why or how, but I'm going to show you that all this stuff comes from the trees that were before and after the flood, the giant trees of the Bible. Okay, this is mica. It also comes from the tree. And you got to remember that, I don't know if it was because it was carbon based, silicon based, I don't know what it is, but you see here, this is quartz, and the mica's in it, and the quartz comes from the tree. And then gold and quartz always run together. If the quartz comes from the tree, then common sense will tell you, if the gold is with the quartz, then the gold came from the tree. If you watch my other videos, especially part 9, you'll understand all this, okay? I'm going to show you a couple more pieces. This here also is petrified wood. And here's a piece of the sap that petrified. It's quartz, okay? And a lot of this stuff has gold in it running with the quartz. That's why the gold miners look for the quartz veins. Okay, some of it that looks really pretty, like here, I'm gonna go get a piece, hold on. Okay, a lot of the miners, hold on. A lot of the miners will call this, this is also, comes from the tree, but this looks like gold, but it's not. They call it sex rock. It's just a slang name for it. It looks like gold, but if you put gold up against this, you'll see this is more copper. This is chalcopyrite. And this also has gold in it, fine gold. Okay? But this is not gold. But this here runs with the quartz. Okay? And the quartz is the petrified sap, okay? So just remember that. If you watch my videos, you understand what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you a couple more pieces. This also, it comes in white and all kinds of different colors, okay? And you see part of the tree still attached to it here. This is petrified wood, okay? This kind of has a silvery sheen to it. It's just from the weather and elements. This was once brown at one time. I've shown that in my other videos where I've peeled this piece off and showed you underneath the actual tree color that hasn't been exposed to the elements over 4,000 years. But you see here, this is the petrified sap, okay? And the gold runs in this. Here's another piece, okay? It comes in all different colors, snow white, but this is the petrified sap. Here's some more of the tree. Let me show you a couple more pieces. This here is just a chunk of petrified sap, okay? That's all it is. This is from a giant cedar tree that was miles in diameter that reached up into the heavens. And I'm going to show you something, okay? Hold on. So I went out, I got a bag of crystallized sap from modern day cedar trees, okay? And I'll show you. So this is petrified. It's a small, this is so tiny, it's like a grain of sand in the whole ocean compared to the size of the trees. And you see here, this is the petrified sap. Let me turn this camera down a little bit. This is the petrified sap from a cedar tree, okay? Right here. It's a small version, but it's crystallized and not petrified like this. It's the same thing, okay? And there's some of the tree that's on it, just like the other pieces I showed you that are petrified. But this is small, okay? If I break this, it's crystallized, okay? So I want you to understand that. So basically, this video is just checking in, but I want you to remember what I just told you. And when you see these two pieces of petrified wood inserted in the video, I want you to remember this. You're going to see a piece like this, and you remember how everything gets the flat edges, okay? I'm going to put a very short 1-minute clip after this. I know it's going to be a repeat for most of you. of how everything gets a flat edge, okay? But imagine this being a quarter mile or a half mile long, a branch that fell, or a twig. Some of these twigs were hundreds of feet in diameter. The branches were thousands of feet, I'm telling you. And you'll see the quartz outcropping running the whole distance. It'll be just like this, but a quarter half mile long, a branch laying on top of the pile where a thin layer of vegetation hides it all, okay? All the mountains, okay? You dig down 6 inches, 2 feet, you'll see the same thing that I'm showing you on top is buried below, all of it. And you'll see the quartz outcropping running parallel with this, okay? And then you'll understand when you see this, okay? So I'm going to leave it at that. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. If this is your first video, you may not fully understand. You got to go back. But the new content, I'm going to be out in the field filming and documenting, is really going to blow your mind. So I really hope you look forward to that. Okay, so we're back here behind the hotel. I just wanted to show you a few things really quick. You see the veins, this is what they look for. These are gold veins, quartz veins. And you see up over here, I'll show you really quick. That was all one giant knot at one time. All this, okay? See the knot on the quartz? You come right over here and you see the large vein, okay? Yeah, it's all quartz, just like this. Okay, I'm gonna pause this here and show you something else. Okay, this is like I have another part like this in this video, but this is just gonna be quick. Just want to show you. Here's the vein. Okay, this is exactly what you're looking at. Quartz, feldspar, gold, silver, mica. It's in the tree. Okay, it comes from the tree. This is petrified wood. Okay. This here, this lighter stuff, you see the tree attached to it, okay? It's all petrified wood, all this, okay? All this comes from the tree. It's right there, okay? All this is petrified wood. You see the rings. That piece comes from a tree, okay? You see the rings in it, okay? Right here, 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 here. Okay, it's no different. I'm gonna go back over here and show you this really quick. This is, you know, this is not what people have been brainwashed and indoctrinated into thinking what petrified wood looks like. It was a different world back then with carbon-based, silicon-based trees. Hey! Get over here, right now. But you see, okay, your eyes don't deceive you. Okay. All right, we're gonna leave it at that. I just want to show you this here. So I'm just gonna stop real quick and show you this. You're gonna see it many times throughout the videos. But this is a piece of cedar here, okay? And this will explain how everything gets the flat edge and all the big pieces you see with the rings in it. So this is how the tree breaks down today and back then with the giant trees, okay? And then you'll see the pieces, and then you'll see the rings in them. I don't know if you can see them very well here. These are kind of wet. Let me see here. But all these pieces you're seeing here, you see all the rings in there, okay? All the different rings. That's what you're seeing there, and they come in all kinds of different shapes and sizes. But this piece here could be as large as an apartment building, okay? This is exactly what you're seeing, and then if you look at it close, you see the rings in it. But the rings you're seeing here on the giant trees are inches to feet thick, okay? That's how large these trees were. So these pieces that you're seeing that are like this, they come from, it's just such a tiny piece from a much bigger branch, okay? This is why they break off flat, okay? Everything. And these are just pieces and parts. And you see the rings in here. But they're much bigger, and this is why they break off flat, just like I showed you, as crazy as it sounds. Okay? Oh boy. And I just showed you the end of that, and that piece of wood over there, why they look like that. You see the random, the way they break off just randomly? Same thing I just showed you. And you can see the rings here, but a lot of this is filled in from the elements and debris and just become like monolithic. And you could see into the end of this, you could see the rings. And when you come up around over here, okay, you can see the rings. Just like I showed you in that piece of wood. You'll see it many times. Little pieces. You look at the characteristics of cedar, remember that? It's the same thing as the small stuff today. The way they got these deep inlet grooves, okay? This is how the tree breaks up. Back then, before and after the flood, and in today's world. And you look at the characteristics of this. It's the same as the modern day cedar. All these pieces, everywhere. Remember I showed you that piece? Well, it looks like an end of a stump. It's the same thing, but on a giant, enormous, massive scale. Okay, so we're gonna head on over that way. I'm gonna get the dog some water and catch my breath, so hold on. Okay, you see the characteristics here of this wood. You see the rings, how everything breaks off randomly. This is just part, this whole thing going up is just part of a branch or a twig that come off the branch. It's not part of the main tree that stood upright. Okay, I'm going to show you something amazing here. All the way from right here, all the way up. And remember, this goes down under the ground too. You take it all the way up. And it goes, you look all the way back up there between them trees. That's a couple hundred yards, if not more. All that was one part of one branch. All of it. and so much of it has fallen away. All this just used to come up and around like that. A lot of it has fallen away. Okay? You got to understand that. And it starts from way down there. So, one of these branches here came off the tree, okay? And it starts right there. Okay? And it goes all the way up. All this right here is missing. It's fallen away. It's been buried. It's been washed away. Okay? And it goes all the way up. And we're going to walk all this, okay? I want to show you a couple things. More than likely, all this here came up and around, even higher than it is, all the way down and around under the ground. Just that limb that's on top of limb after limb after limb underneath this thin layer of vegetation. Okay? You'll understand all that as the video goes along. And this quartz, what they would call a quartz outcropping, okay, it goes all the way up the side of this, the entire distance. Okay, goes all the way up the entire distance. And then you have all this quartz laying all over the ground. So, from what I've seen in the last few years, is that this more than likely, this branch came all the way up and around, way higher than it is now, around and way down underneath the ground on the other side. And all this here has fallen away. So let me show you this. And you see the wood still connected to it, okay? This whole quartz outcropping. But this was a giant, massive quartz vein in this tree, okay? And like I say, it goes all the way up the whole distance. And if you remember me showing you earlier, see, this stuff here has been in the ground. You see the color of it. It's been preserved. So this is a piece of modern day cedar here. But I told you, remember the deep grooves, the characteristics. Same thing I showed you, and that you'll see in these massive petrified branches. Okay, come up here, show you. You see this? All this stuff here is discolored. You see the rings there, they're massive. Okay, and you see here. That's all petrified wood. And when you understand how the tree breaks down, which you will, it'll make perfect sense. Okay, so I'm going to end the video with this here. Just this introduction part until the main video starts. We're going to walk this whole thing. And you'll have to pardon the breathing because I'll be going uphill. Okay? So, we start, oh shit, I had it on Zoom, sorry. So we start down here. Okay, and we're working our way up. And you see here, okay, and like I showed you on that small piece of cedar, you see the deep grooves, okay? It's just the characteristics of it. And when I tell you, you see the height of this one here, and that quartz outcrop that's running up along here, that's part of a quartz vein that was in the tree, and it goes all the way up and around. All this is missing here, okay? You got to understand that. It's all falling away. Hey girls, stop. Come on, let's go. Hold on a moment. Roxy, come here. So that's what it is. Our wonder dog found her a bone, and they're having an issue over it. Hey, drop it. Drop it. Yeah, it's a freaking animal bone. So that's what the problem was. So I'm just gonna put it right up here in the tree, and everybody should be happy. Okay, so back to what we were doing. So you come up here, okay? Remember, all this is one branch, and this quartz vein right here continues all the way up the length of this branch. And this went all the way up at one time, and all this in here is missing. It's buried. It's been washed away over the couple thousand years. 4,000, I think it is, since the flood. We've already been here. I've shown you this. Okay. We'll just keep on going up. Damn dogs fighting over frickin' turkey leg. And you see how everything breaks apart? It breaks flat just like I showed you, okay? I'm actually going to go down here and walk the lower road so you can see the quartz vein, okay? So hold on a moment. Okay, so I'm down here where the quartz vein is. So this may sound crazy right now, but I'm telling you, it will not once you continue the video. Ruby, get out of there. Ruby, come here. Hold on a minute, I gotta see what they're eating. Okay, yeah, they found the rest of the deer and they're up there eating it, which I don't mind, but now's not the time. See, there you go. That's what happens when you eat some bullshit. Anyway, that's pretty funny stuff. So, back to the video. It may be hard to believe this or understand this now, that this quartz vein, that this was even a branch off of a giant tree, but I guarantee you, keep watching the video, and you'll understand, okay? That there looks like a pile of chopped wood. This is just another deal on how the tree breaks down. Just more documentation, okay? You see there. This is how you get all the pieces that are flat and the giant pieces. This could be as big as an apartment building, okay? You see how everything breaks down flat. You see in there.
Girls, come on.
This is just how the tree breaks down, and then it petrified. Okay?
How do you know?
This is what happens when it gets water and moisture. It just breaks down and splits. And then after the flood, everything petrified. And so much of it's buried. It has been dispersed across this earth, everywhere. Okay, I just wanted to show this. Remember, this could be as big as a washing machine, and then it could break again, and pieces just continually break down. And then when you look inside here, you could still see all the rings. Okay? All the rings in there. I don't know if you can see them on camera, but everything I've been showing you, these are everywhere from feet thick to several inches thick. Okay, so we're going to leave that at that. That's all it is. It's wood that pulled up when that tree went over. It's just pieces and parts that are in the ground that are more preserved than having the elements of the weather. Okay, but that's just all the same. That's what color it should be. Maybe a little darker. But anyway, so this here was a quartz vein that ran all the way up the length of this tree. And I know you've never heard that quartz grows in a tree. Gold and silver comes from a tree. But I'm telling you, you've been lied to about everything. You'll never see another video like this. And when I'm done, you'll understand. So this branch from the giant tree used to come up and around. All this is fallen away. And this quartz vein is exposed. And I'm sure there's probably quite a bit of gold up around here. Maybe that's why they call it the Black Hills. I don't know. I say that because, they got all the Black Hills gold. Anyway, we're going to keep going up. And by the way, I got the bone. I will let him have it later. So, this is all one branch, and we've continued from way down there all the way up here. So I think you kind of get the quartz vein right now, okay? This travels the whole distance, all the way up. So I'm going to go right up here and walk that, so hold on. Okay, I'm up here. So I want to show you something. So you see how this is higher than this. All this is gone, and it probably went much higher, this branch, okay? And you got to remember that it goes way down under the ground and around, and there's another one and another one and another one. They're just piled and piled upon each other in these mountains. Yeah, they're everywhere. And you will understand that the more you watch. And you look here, you'll understand how the tree breaks apart. Not just the cedar tree, but all of them. Like I said, I've traveled to many places documenting the mountains and the giant trees. And you see all the rings in here, okay? And you see how they break apart flat and random. But on a massive scale, it's beyond any words I can tell you. And you see how this section's here, this section's missing, this all used to come around. And it's all fallen away. It's buried, it's just gone, it's washed away with the flood. Okay? And we're a couple hundred yards up. That's how large these trees were. You've got to understand that. This is one branch that continues all the way down, all the way down to there, then all the way back up. And that quartz vein is running right along here, the whole distance, all the way up to the top of here. And this branch at one time was like this. It went all the way up and around and underneath. And all this here where we've been walking has fallen away. It's just gone, whether it went with the flood, but these mountains are all buried, okay? It's got a thin layer of vegetation. All these mountain ranges, even the one way back here, every single one of them, I'm telling you, if you watch the entire video and the next one that follows, that's about 20 hours long, your world will never ever be the same. Okay, look at the way it breaks up. Okay, and you'll also see in today's world, as well as what I'm showing you with these giant trees and the branches, that there's always gaps between them. It's just the way it happens. I don't know why, but it's just what happens. So we're still continuing on up, okay? And we still got the quartz vein going down here. And down here, all this area here is missing. And you see all the pieces and parts everywhere on the ground. Okay, this goes down for miles upon miles. If I were to zoom in on that mountain over there, it's the exact same thing. Okay, it's all petrified wood. And I don't know what it is from up here to where the bottom would be, but it's all full of the giant tree branches and tree remains. Okay, so look at the size of this. That's 40-50 foot tall, and you see the branch goes all the way down. Okay, it's beyond incredible. Okay. Ciao, Ruby. And this is the end of it. And then, oh shit, there's another carcass. Go figure she would find it. Roxy, Wonder Dog, what are you doing? Roxy, what are you doing? Anyway, kind of looked like a zebra, but you see all the pieces and parts down there, and you see how they break off flat, and the rings are so big they're very distinguishable. And this is the end of it. So I'm gonna leave this here. I will tack this video on the front of all the other footage for the shorter video of the two. I haven't finished the second video. I explained why about my dog being put down due to bone cancer. I will get that finished. It'll be the part 2. This will be part 1. And you will never in your life see anything like this. I'm telling you, there's a divine intervention that was behind this whole thing, driving it. And when my eyes were opened, it was pretty incredible. So anyway, I'm going to leave this here. If I find anything else, I'll put it in the video for this first one. So there's some incredible stuff you're going to see. So I'll leave it at that. All right? Thanks for watching. You know, I'm actually just going to keep you walking with me until I finish this this SIM card up. So we walk the whole distance of that branch, okay? And we'll walk over there and I'll show you all that. But we'll go down here real quick and check this carcass out. I see carcasses and bones everywhere. There's tons of mountain lions up in this area. And they kill a lot of these animals, but that's just how it is. That's nature. The survival of the fittest, I guess. Anyway, just showing you all these pieces and parts from the bottom side of this branch. Okay, hey. So there's the skull. Roxy, watch out. Oh boy. Let's see here. Yeah, looks like a deer. I don't know what that is. But you see, yeah, there's the poor guy there is stripped clean. Yeah, pretty crazy. I would bet you that this is a den right here. You see the little cave under here where something could definitely get out of the weather and the wind and the rain. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. It's a perfect spot. Yeah, I would bet he drug it up here and ate it. I would put money on it. Okay. You see here, all the different rings. Looks like the end of a picket fence, don't it? You see all the different rings in there. From small twigs coming off the branches. You got all different size of rings, from feet thick to that thickness. Okay, it is incredible. And when you see all these pieces, I showed you how they break off randomly with flat edges, everything. Okay, this is how they do it right here. You see this piece right here? Right here probably broke right out of there. It's just what happens. Okay, we're not going to stay here long. You see all the rings in there. But I'm going to tell you again, if you finish this video or if you've gotten this far, and come on girls. Yeah, I don't know what kind of skull that is, but anyway, come on Roxy, let's go. We'll just walk this area right up over here. I go check on my dog. Make sure. Yeah. Oh, she's gone. Alright. I'm gonna leave the skull right there. There's the bottom jawbones right here. That's pretty crazy, man. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, there's the bottom chompers right there. Pretty crazy. But you see this here? Remember how the tree breaks down, right? It's the exact same way as I showed you in the dead wood, the modern day stuff. So the same thing happened there as up there, the exact identical thing. So she's got it again. Drop it! Get over here, Roxy! Okay, well, drop it! Drop it, Roxy. Drop it. Go. Come on. Little shits went back to get it. Roxy, get out of there. Come on. Oh, she's so stubborn. Come on, drop it. All right. See here. Roxy, drop it. They are crazy. She's our little wonder dog. Come on, girl, leave it alone. So, you see here, sorry about all the extra activity, but I'm trying to do a couple things at one time. So you see here, okay, it's just the way they break down. These are just pieces and parts of branches and twigs. I know I keep saying that, but you got to understand what you're looking at. Okay, so we're on the top side, so we can't see the face. But you see how everything works here. I'm actually going to go down around the side here. Come on, girls. And then you can get a better view of it. Looks just like a big wood pile, don't it? Yeah, there's some more bones. Okay. They'll probably don't mind them picking them up, but I don't want them fighting over it. Okay. We're back down here where you can see what's going on. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, I think. You see here. It's just the way they break off, and all this goes down under the ground for miles upon miles. It's just a pile up of these trees and branches and tree parts. Okay, so I think you've probably seen enough for I guess for the introduction, and then when you watch the video, I hope it keeps you entertained, because it's truly incredible stuff, and it'll show you the truth of God's creation. It's just like it says in the Bible. Okay? I don't know what she sees. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a big cat's watching us. Yeah, it looks like a little den under there for sure. Yep. Definitely big cat area. Alright, I'm going to leave it here. So, I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching.